So first what I want to talk about is what is organization. And there are lots of different ways that people think about it. The way that we're going to define it today, and I just ask that you do this just for today, just consider it, and then you can throw it out as soon as you leave the door if you want. But the way that we look at it is the ability to find your stuff easily and use it effectively. At the end of the day, that's being organized. Can I find my stuff easily? Can I use it effectively? Because that's what you need to be doing, right? And everything else is sort of gravy and icing. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But does that make sense? Are we good with that at least for the next few hours? Awesome. Okay, so the first thing we have to do, everybody wants to learn how to get organized, but the first thing that I have found that we have to do is actually demystify organization. We have to look at the stuff that we hear from our culture all the time that keeps us from being organized because it's untrue and because we buy into it and we work from it when it's a completely unstable base. So the first myth is you have it or you don't. And this one, here, I cannot tell you how many times I have a client who tells me, oh, I'm just not organized, I never will be. Or I guess I was standing behind the door when they passed out organization because I don't have any. This is perpetuated by the VOPs. VOPs are very organized people. And everyone who's naturally organized is not a VOP. In order to be a VOP, you have to not be able to stop telling people that you're very organized. And everyone who's disorganized has at least one VOP in their life, and it sounds like this: oh, I'm very organized, so if you let me come into your office, then you would be very organized too, right? And so when you look at traditional organization, what's used in corporations, this goes all the way back to when people went to school to be a secretary. And so the systems, the processes, the way that we organize, it was never meant to be intuitive. You're meant to go to school to learn how to do it. It was also meant to apply to the broadest possible number of companies, so that once you graduated and you were a secretary, you could work for a doctor's office or construction company, anybody, and the systems would be the same. So it was never meant to be the best situation for any one company. It was just meant to be the broadest application, right? And so non-intuitive plus non-specific does not equal success, right, for most small businesses. What we're looking for here is something that's intuitive and specific to our own situation, right? And so I make this akin to an oil change. My car's actually in the shop today, and I have a Volkswagen, and it's a lovely car, but you have to remove a wheel to change the oil in my car. Super complicated. And I cannot change the oil in my car. And if I tried 75 times, I would likely break my car 75 times. And I have friends who are naturally mechanically inclined who could give it a shot and spend a few hours and probably change the oil successfully on the first try. So my question to you is, does their ability to do it naturally preclude my learning how to do it? No. Does it have anything to do with my ability to learn how to change the tires or change the oil in my car? No. I could go to a mechanic or and have somebody teach me step by step, and I could do it successfully, right? Because changing the oil in my car is a skill set. It's not one that comes naturally to me. Now, obviously, it comes naturally to other people. It's a skill set. Organization is the same way, right? The fact that the VOP in your life can be organized naturally has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to do it. Organization is just a skill set. It comes naturally to some people and not naturally to other people. Yeah, does that make sense? Excellent. And so you can sort of tell if you're operating under this myth because you feel like organization is hopeless. You've just sort of given up. You try to buy yourself out of the situation. If you look around your office and you can't stand it, so you take a trip to, one of the stores, Office Depot, the Container Store, etc., and try to buy stuff to make you organized without actually changing anything in your office. This is a sign that you're doing the habit or you don't. And if you sometimes have self-esteem issues around this. And I did large company work for a number of years, and while I've been in bloodbath meetings where everybody is screaming about money, no one ever cried, right? But when I started working with small business owners around organization, a lot of people cried. And I found out it was because they have a lot of self-esteem wrapped up in organization, the fact that they've tried something so many times and not succeeded. And so it's become something that's more than just a skill set they don't have, it's something that they just feel like they can't do.